the case is because we all have fear. We all have fear of the truth. We all have fear of knowing what the truth is, and we all have fear of changing our lives to suit that truth. The reality is we want to rebel against God's truth constantly. We want to rebel against the absolute truth. We want God's truth to conform to what I want it to be. We don't want to conform to what God's truth is. We want God's truth to conform to what we want it to be. The only problem with that is there's 6.5 billion people on the planet who all have a different opinion about what that truth should be. So the likelihood of that happening is pretty remote, isn't it? My suggestion is one of the first things we need to deal with over the next few months, if we really want to progress ourselves towards God, is to deal with our fear of the truth. Our fear of our personal truth, what we look like and currently are, and the emotions that are within us, and our fear of the external truth. What is going to happen to our earth and our environment and where we're going to live and all those things. We need to deal with those two fears. If we deal with those two fears, we will be inspired to do lots of things with our desires. But desire and fear do not coexist. When you desire something, your desire will be squashed as soon as you feel a fear. My suggestion is to feel it as rapidly as possible and release it from you, rather than living in it and not feeling it, and therefore your desire then just remains stagnant and doesn't progress. Does that make sense? Instead of doing that, if you desire something and you get to a point where you're afraid, if you feel your fear and release your fear from your soul, then you are free to continue the desire.
It's so hard to do.
Just say that into the mic for me because it's very true.
Why is it so difficult?
Because we are so afraid as a human race. That's why it's so difficult. We are just so afraid. The biggest problem we face is our fear. No, earth changes are minor compared to our fear. The fear is the worst possible problem we have on the planet. It causes all other things. It causes all of our pain as well. It's just a terrible effect on us, our fear. And we are even afraid of our own fear. We've become such locked up in this cycle that we're even afraid to feel fear. We believe it's an emotion that we cannot feel. We have this. How many of you believe your terror is impossible to feel? You just stay in it once you've been. Many more of you than that, trust me. Because it's like, what's happening is for most of us is we have the fear and then we have our fear of our fear. Right? That's how locked up we are with fear. And this is why the human race gets very angry. Because we have so much fear we're afraid of feeling that we get angry instead. We try to become powerful by being angry rather than feeling this fear. And I could probably list quite a few hundred emotional reasons why we're afraid of our fear. And they all go back to our childhoods. All of the reasons why we're afraid of fear.